So Chris, what's the last thing you do before stepping off the pontoon and heading off to the muster area in the boat?
A life jacket on. Probably when I'm in the boat, probably the kill cord is something that always worries me. Is it secured properly? Am I going to pull it? Has happened.
It has. Generally put our life jackets on first because there's not a lot of room in here and they're very bulky. We leave helmets really until we get out to muster, and then we put helmets on.
Give the wife a kiss and a hug.
I usually do the front rope and fenders.
Say, see you later, back soon. Just nip into Torquay, see how far it is there and back.
Nice does the bow. I'll do the stern.
Just a quick blast.
Yeah, we'll be back soon. But no, then it's like we're checking out what engine we're going to have in what gear and discuss how we're going to get out of the marina. Sometimes do rail, sometimes we don't.
There's a cooling system just for the exhausts.
Yeah. So they're all water jacketed and water cooled as most boats are. Very hot, very quickly.
Why do you have a twin skin?
To give you a water jacket around the actual tubes of the exhaust, so they're separate, and that allows seawater to cool the exhaust all the way through. Yeah. Yes, that's standard. All boats. Yeah, you'll always see a lot of water coming out of the back.
You've been through the thrill of the race.
Double two. Yeah.
What's the first thing you do when you get back?
Head to the bar. Without a doubt.
That was a serious answer.
Yeah, let's congratulate each other for finishing.
Yeah, it's just concentrating really on who you're going to throw the line to and
take your crash helmet off.
People you're going to want to call are normally waiting for you on the pontoon anyway, so
see where we finish in position. So yeah, it's a good feeling getting back across the finishing line in one piece.
And how sweaty are your heads?
Because I'm probably steaming up inside there.
I could leave with either hammocks, but it gets worse.
We had each other's on, didn't we?
Oh my god, my hair.
Yeah.
No, it's not going on today.
You have to give it a good push. They're pretty tight.
Yeah. I've got a ponytail.
Yeah. I don't have one.
Nigel, who's the toughest competitor you've raced against?
All of them.
Everybody.
There must be some real bastards out there.
Yeah, name them, Nigel.
Our competition really are, obviously other historic boats like Powerboat or this last year Canterbury Christian's boat. Yeah. Double T-shirts, obviously our sister ship. They're the ones that we're in competition with.
Ramontini.
Yeah, Dry Martini, but Martini hasn't really raced that much, unfortunately. But yeah, I guess Martini is the boat to beat.
It is unfortunate. Why is it the boat to beat?
Because it's probably
faster.
It's probably the fastest of the historic boats, and I suppose for me because I did used to own her. Martini is a faster boat just by design. It's a smaller, lighter boat, so it's very, very tough to race against Martini. In Eno, she's a much heavier boat.
The person that you're talking to in the marina, when the helmets go on and the green flag goes, the people maintain their character and personality and they don't change.
Well, once on the water?
Yeah. In a race, in the heat of the moment.
It can be quite a strange feeling racing because quite often you won't see a boat for half an hour. What have you? It's not like you're side by side going for it. Things tend to get quite spread out. Certainly in 2022, we saw how many boats did we see?
Right, yeah, hardly any. Okay, so here we have the engine configuration of Unoembassy, which is somewhat different to most other boats that are on the circuit.
Most boats, Dry Martini, etc. So looking at the stern of the boat here, you've got your 18-inch centres of your drives. The cigarette over there, the 35, that's the normal side-by-side centres of stern drives, which is 35 inches. Engine there and an engine there. So that's called the staggered configuration. So you have a shaft and a shaft. Normal race boat setup.
Yes.
But with Uno here, we have the side-by-side engine configurations here. But we then to get the crankshaft centres to the drive centres, we have to have transfer boxes which transmits the drive like that. The transfer gearboxes made by Patrick Wiseman in the States are custom built for this boat, are the only two in existence.
In the world?
In the world.
In the world.
So we don't want to break them.
No.
It is a bit unique in its setup, and it was a bit of a, we think, experiment by Donshead, where he wanted to put the engines side by side and get them as far aft as possible to give a lot more weight, or more weight in the stern. But it does then compromise the whole idea of having the drives at the normal race centres of 18 inches, which all other boats have. When they're close together, it allows the drives to be further down the V, which means you get more traction when the boat is lifting out of the water. The drives will break free of the water slightly later than they do over there. Stability, speed, and handling in the rough.
There's a lot of reasons to.
There is. There's quite a few. Yeah, there is.
Use the best of racing components in with the rockers and the pistons and conrods and so on. So they are proper race engines that we're quite proud of.
Bloody hell.
That's only one.
That's just one.
Oh, she runs a treat, doesn't she?
Using Daytona electronic ignition. And that again works very, very well. So that's all been underwater and still works. So you're quite pleased with that as well. The transfer boxes, they are dry sump, so they are fed from oil tanks either side to each one. Sprayed onto the gear sets inside the transfer boxes and then scavenged out the bottom, returned back to the pump via oil coolers. So we have 2 oil coolers for the transfer boxes, 2 for the engine oil, and 1 for the power steering. So it's quite a complex setup with water and oil.
How physical does it really get during the race?
It can get quite physical, yeah, it can. You can get thrown around quite a lot. Oh, jeez. Even in these bolsters.
These look very...
They're quite good. And we've had to modify them a bit because there's sort of hard bits in there and your elbow tends to come down and whack the hard bits. But then Gordon's got to throttle and trim the boat to compensate for the conditions. We can get it quite comfortable in some pretty heavy seas.
About generating the funds, wasn't it? Where does the money come from?
What enables you to fund the sport?
Mostly, for me, it's race boat models, making models of the boat.
Yeah.
I could spend every hour there is just doing that. And any other engineering projects on at the time?
Nothing as glamorous from me. I work for a company called City Plumbing Supplies. electrical and renewables manager.
Special offers this week or month?
Whatever you want, I'll put it on an offer.
Okay, we do need a new toilet.
Electrical and renewables.
Well, I'm retired. I've been retired for about just over 8 years now. 32 years in financial services.
Tax planning?
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
Really,
I love that.
You know, like saying you're an accountant, isn't it?
As long as you're not an estate agent, we'll all be fine.
Not only are these trim tabs massive, the corner's chopped off.
Yeah, that's just to give a bit of leeway for when the drives are in their full steering lock, that it doesn't catch the corner of the...
What advice would you give to an 18-year-old Nigel Hopcroft?
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. If there's something you want to do, you can always find a way of doing it. Unfortunately, for all of us, I know when I was 18, I didn't have any money. And sadly, by the time you can afford some of these things, you're too old to do them. So just, if you have the chance, do it.
And spend your money willy-nilly, save it up to something like this. And
I agree with that.
get into hobbies, do lots of stuff, have a good life, yeah. One thing leads to another. Next thing you know, you're in a race boat.
Sharp and listen.
Yeah.
Really? You're not about a serious answer here.
Did your mate get you into trouble when you were young? Okay, well, all that remains is just to say thank you ever so much for investing your time and money into this boat, getting it out to play and just giving us all the spectacle that we love to see and hear, and keeping this bit of awesome UK powerboat history alive, because, if it wasn't for guys like you, it'd be such a waste and we wouldn't have powerboat racing to go and watch. So thanks for having us here today, and just thank you for being Uno Embassy.
Well, thanks for coming. Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
You just press it.
No.
Forgot on what you were saying, sorry. What's the question?
They're not in here, they're off actually away. But this is...
Nigel, what's your proudest moment in the boat?
I guess finishing the cows full race.
That's the sort. Should be more like we're standing around in a pub.
Well, I won't have to cut you out.
Yeah. We're stood around in a pub.
Nigel, what's your proudest moment in the boat?
What's going through your head?
Yeah.
That's Vicky Gervais, wasn't it?